Robert Kiyosaki, renowned author of numerous books, including Rich Dad, Poor Dad,
The rich don't tell people what they know.
is also well known for his unwavering advocacy of the cryptocurrency space, particularly Bitcoin. He has expressed his support for the sector on several occasions while also offering his thoughts and market projections.
The thing with Bitcoin is this, it's like anything, it's not when you sell, it's when you buy it.
He stated in an X post that he does not trust the Federal Reserve, which is why he is holding Bitcoin along with certain other things like gold and silver.
This here is real silver, plata. This is what God's money looks like.
Yeah.
The reason I call it God's money is you can't fake it.
Prior to its failure, Robert Kiyosaki forecasted that Bitcoin will reach as high as $100,000 by June of this year. And once more, he projected that by August 2024, the price would increase to $350,000. However, the projection has now grown to millions. The investors will need to endure a significant market meltdown, though. Robert Kiyosaki published a post on X about 12 hours ago, in which he predicted a catastrophic collapse in the financial sector that would affect not only the price of Bitcoin but also other valuable assets. According to his post, technical charts suggest that the largest market meltdown, involving a collapse in the prices of real estate, equities, bonds, gold, silver, and Bitcoin, is about to occur. It's interesting to note that the cryptocurrency market had a significant downturn today, with Bitcoin falling to a 4-month low of $57,400 following a 5% slide during the previous day. The recent Bitcoin dump, which was caused by a number of factors including the withdrawal of Bitcoin ETFs, Bitcoin transactions from MTGOX, and others, preceded this decline. On the heat map of the cryptocurrency market, the majority of altcoins are red because they have all followed the same pattern. The worldwide market capitalization, which has fallen to $2.12 trillion, the lowest level in 5 months, is another indicator of the fall's effects. Even though Robert Kiyosaki has anticipated a significant market crash, he has framed it as a buying opportunity since a bull market will emerge by the end of 2025, driving up prices for the ensuing years. As a result, as speculators had predicted, the values of gold, silver, and Bitcoin will soar. His study indicates that this will be the last of the fiat currency, or what he has dubbed fake money.
Which is the dollar, the yen, the peso, the euro, the yuan.
Yeah.
Fake. And everybody's working hard for it. It's like eating fake food or drinking fake water. That's why people are getting sick financially, because they're working for fake money.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a result, the price of silver will increase to $110 an ounce and the price of gold would soar to $15,000. Finally, the price of a Bitcoin coin will rise to $10 million. Because of concerns about liquidity, it does not seem feasible to assume such a high price, thus cryptocurrency investors have not taken this prognosis very seriously. Bitcoin is a digital currency that operates free of any central control or the oversight of banks or governments. Instead, it relies on peer-to-peer software and cryptography. A public ledger records all Bitcoin transactions, and copies are held on servers around the world. Anyone with a spare computer can set up one of these servers, known as a node. Consensus on who owns which coins is reached cryptographically across these nodes rather than relying on a central source of trust like a bank. Every transaction is publicly broadcast to the network and shared from node to node. Every 10 minutes or so, these transactions are collected together by miners into a group called a block and added permanently to the blockchain. This is the definitive account book for Bitcoin. In much the same way you would keep traditional coins in a physical wallet, virtual currencies are held in digital wallets and can be accessed from client software or a range of online and hardware tools. Bitcoins can currently be subdivided by 7 decimal places. 1,000th of a Bitcoin is known as a milli, and 100 millionth of a Bitcoin is known as a Satoshi. In truth, there is no such thing as a Bitcoin or a wallet, just an agreement among the network about the ownership of a coin. A private key is used to prove ownership of funds to the network when making a transaction. A person could simply memorize their private key and need nothing else to retrieve or spend their virtual cash, a concept known as a brain wallet. Can Bitcoin be converted to cash? Bitcoin can be exchanged for cash, just like any other asset. There are numerous cryptocurrency exchanges online where people can do this, but transactions can also be carried out in person or over any communications platform, allowing even small businesses to accept Bitcoin. There is no official mechanism built into Bitcoin to convert to another currency. Nothing inherently valuable underpins the Bitcoin network. But this is true for many of the world's most stable national currencies since leaving the gold standard, such as the US dollar and UK pound. What is the purpose of Bitcoin? Bitcoin was created as a way for people to send money over the internet. The digital currency was intended to provide an alternative payment system that would operate free of central control but otherwise be used just like traditional currencies. Are Bitcoins safe? The cryptography behind Bitcoin is based on the SHA-256 algorithm designed by the U.S. National Security Agency. Cracking this is, for all intents and purposes, impossible, as there are more possible private keys that would have to be tested, 2256, than there are atoms in the universe. There have been several high-profile cases of Bitcoin exchanges being hacked and funds being stolen, but these services invariably stored the digital currency on behalf of customers. What was hacked in these cases was the website, not the Bitcoin network. In theory, if an attacker could control more than half of all the Bitcoin nodes in existence, they could create a consensus that they owned all Bitcoin and embed that into the blockchain. But as the number of nodes grows, this becomes less practical. A realistic problem is that Bitcoin operates without any central authority. Because of this, anyone making an error with a transaction on their wallet has no recourse. If you accidentally send Bitcoins to the wrong person or lose your password, there is nobody to turn to. Of course, the eventual arrival of practical quantum computing could break it all. Much cryptography relies on mathematical calculations that are extremely hard for current computers to do, but quantum computers work very differently and may be able to execute them in a fraction of a second. What is Bitcoin mining? Mining is the process that maintains the Bitcoin network and also how new coins are brought into existence. All transactions are publicly broadcast on the network, and miners bundle large collections of transactions together into blocks by completing a cryptographic calculation that's extremely hard to generate but very easy to verify. The first miner to solve the next block broadcasts it to the network, and if proven correct, it is added to the blockchain. That miner is then rewarded with an amount of newly created Bitcoin. Inherent in the Bitcoin software is a hard limit of 21 million coins. There will never be more than that in existence. The total number of coins will be in circulation by 2140. Roughly every 4 years, the software makes it twice as hard to mine Bitcoin by reducing the size of the rewards. When Bitcoin was first launched, it was possible to almost instantly mine a coin using even a basic computer. Now it requires rooms full of powerful equipment, often high-end graphics cards that are adept at crunching through the calculations, which, when combined with a volatile Bitcoin price, can sometimes make mining more expensive than it is worth. Miners also choose which transactions to bundle into a block, so fees of a varying amount are added by the sender as an incentive. Once all coins have been mined, these fees will continue as an incentive for mining to continue. This is needed as it provides the infrastructure for the Bitcoin network. Who invented Bitcoin? In 2008, the domain name .org was bought and an academic white paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was uploaded. It set out the theory and design of a system for a digital currency free of control from any organization or government. The author, going by the name Satoshi Nakamoto, wrote, "The root problem with conventional currencies is all the trust that's required to make it work. The central bank must be trusted not to debase the currency, but the history of fiat currencies is full of breaches of that trust." The following year, the software described in the paper was finished and released publicly, launching the Bitcoin network on January 9, 2009. Nakamoto continued working on the project with various developers until 2010, when he or she withdrew from the project and left it to its own devices. The real identity of Nakamoto has never been revealed, and they have not made any public statements in years. Now the software is open source, meaning that anyone can view, use, or contribute to the code for free. Many companies and organizations work to improve the software, including MIT. What are the problems with Bitcoin? There have been several criticisms of Bitcoin, including that the mining system is enormously energy hungry. The University of Cambridge has an online calculator that tracks energy consumption, and at the beginning of 2021, it was estimated to use over 100 terawatt-hours annually. For perspective, in 2016, the United Kingdom used 304 terawatt-hours in total.